Does your home have a gourmet kitchen with an oversized pantry so you can store everything? What about an office with Wi-Fi built-in and hardwired internet outlets for gaming? Or a gorgeous porch or patio for more outdoor living? With Pulte's innovative and modern floor plans, you can have them all. At Pulte, we build homes that think ahead to tomorrow so you can build the life you're dreaming of today. Find your home at Pulte.com. Pulte Homes. More life built in. Equal housing opportunity.
And she had a very difficult life, and at the end she said, "Leslie, I have to tell you something, and I'm probably going to cry as I tell you this, but she was right after listening to the program that we did together, she tried to take her own life. And as she was in the process of feeling her body shut down, she heard my voice in her head talking to you about how I had wished that I had been able to talk to Ellen DeGeneres' DJ, Stephen Twitch boss, who had taken his life, because I knew that I would have been able to have helped him if I had been able to have read his chart for him. So she said, I'm going to give it until May 9th when she signed up for a reading with me, and at the end, she was crying and I was crying, and she feels like a brand new person, and if she hadn't heard us talking, she might not have been here to talk to me just the other day.
That is a miracle, Leslie. That's amazing.
It is amazing, and it's why I feel so lucky to be on your show. I have met the most incredible people because of these curious humans who are listening to everything that you're doing out there for the world, because I think your program and astrology both are so vital right now, because nothing else can explain this crazy time we're in. And if we can understand something, then we can deal with it. And I think that's what you do when you have these very interesting people come on your program. You're helping people to understand.
Oops. Why is it still being on time? What's going on there? People are driving way too fast.
Crazy, and that there's a reason for why things are, then it's much easier to get through these difficult times. And without astrology, I would have a much more difficult time trying to understand everything that's happening right now, because it's a lot.
It sure is. Leslie, we'll take calls next hour, and I understand you need their name, which I'll pass on to you, their birth date, which I'll give you, and then a specific question from them. Is that right?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, super, super. Now let's talk a little bit about Mercury retrograde. What exactly does that mean?
So So the planet Mercury has dominion over everything related to how we communicate. It also influences how we speak and how we choose one of our most important tools, which is using words. So when this particular planet is appearing to go backwards in the sky, it means that most of us, at least 80% of the population, feels that everything to do with communication and travel and contracts will go haywire. Now, what's really important is that if you were born during Mercury retrograde, like I was, it's actually our good time. But only 20% of the population has that. And people who have this Mercury retrograde type of brain and communication style, it just means that we are possessed of a different kind of awareness, and we have brains that are wired to be a little bit more unusual, highly perceptive, but sometimes very unconventional thinking. So when Mercury is retrograde, that's our time to shine, but most people don't feel that way, George. They feel as if it's very stressful because things feel wonky and people don't like that. But it's really a gentle reminder for everyone to slow down and to be more mindful. You need to watch out for these periods and stay alert to them, just as you would watch the weather forecast. And Mercury also rules the nervous system. So when it goes retrograde, a lot of people will feel more anxious. And if you can stay grounded and realize it's just weather, we shouldn't try to get too upset about it. It doesn't mean you have to stop living your life.
Does it justify people for being whacked out and stuff like that?
Yes, well, there are a lot of things that are causing that right now. This particular last full moon we had on May 5th was a doozy. It was a full moon in Scorpio, and there was a lunar eclipse, and also Mercury was retrograde. So you put it all together, and people will feel this pressure, and it is real pressure. I believe it's a physical electromagnetic pressure that we get from these planets. And then on May 9th, we had the sun next to Uranus, which also didn't help, because Uranus is the planet that makes us feel as if we live inside of a pinball machine. So you put all those together, George, and everyone's nervous system, everyone's brain feels very discombobulated, and people need to understand that these are just patterns and waves. And there are some big waves, like when you're in the ocean, that in order to survive that big wave without getting clobbered, you have to dive under it. And sometimes when you're in the ocean, you can't decide, should I jump over the wave or go through it? And we have to make these instantaneous choices sometimes with the types of electromagnetic waves that we're getting from these planets. And it's kind of rough right now for many people.
Absolutely. About 7 years ago, you wrote a book called The Power of Mercury. Why did you key in on that planet?
So I am obsessed with the planet Mercury because in my astrological chart, it's probably one of the most and strongest planets that I've got. And I have always been obsessed with words, and I realized that most people will not get to the level of understanding astrology the way I have it, because I've been doing it for so long. But I thought if there was a way to simplify astrology and let people know that knowing their Mercury sign, and if they could compare it with another person's Mercury sign, they would have a very strong indication of whether or not they would get along with that person. So originally I was going to call my book The Secret Language of Romance, because I wanted it to be a book for anyone who was single, that they could instantly know whether or not someone had a possibility of being a good mate for them.
Right.
But it became more about Mercury retrograde and the whole power of Mercury in our whole world. And it's really a book for everyone, because if you have a mother and a daughter who don't get along, or a father and son, or somebody at work, you can easily look up someone's Mercury sign in the back of the book, and then you read the combinations that people have with other people. And the Mercury signs are divided into 4 different types. There's fire, air, earth, and water. And it's just exactly like having 4 tires in your car. we have different elements filling up each one of those tires, and the fire and air people get along easily, and fire or air and air, because if you look at nature, you can't have a fire without oxygen. So that makes sense why those two get along well. And then earth and water get along really well, because you can't have a plant without water, and the ocean meets the shore, the lake sits in the earth. So when you make it very simple and easy for people to digest, then astrology can be a very handy tool for everyone. And I'm obsessed with trying to make astrology much more user-friendly.
Outside of Mercury, are the other planets in the solar system, Leslie, important?
Yes, every one of them is very important. The inner planets that are closest to the sun are like Mercury and Venus and Mars and Jupiter. Saturn is an interesting planet. That one is the one that the early people on planet Earth would look at, and they could still see it with the naked eye, so they thought that that was the last thing out there in the universe. They didn't realize that there were more. Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto were discovered later. But what's fascinating about Saturn is that Saturn, in astrological language, is where we're tested. And it's where we find that there is some kind of restriction. And in our language, every single word in the dictionary that has an ST in it relates to what Saturn means in someone's chart. So strict, strong, stubborn. It's really amazing. Our language is so derived from the planets, and we don't even make that association a lot of times. Even the word lunatic comes from the word lunar, which has to do with the moon, and the reason for that is because when the moon is full, it pulls on every body of water on the earth, and the tides go up and down according to the cycles of the moon, and we're about 80% water. So during a full moon, things are more heightened. You can ask anyone at a school or prison or a police station, they'll tell you that. And it's because we are connected to these rocks in space that are floating up there. And right now, all those planets up there are doing some very intense things. And it's one reason why we as humans on this earth are feeling so dislocated and irritated. It's because we're being recalibrated, and we're having basically an invasion of unknown energies coming towards us, and we don't have the easy ability to understand and digest this, because that's what's really happening right now. We're entering a turning point in our civilization where a threshold has to be crossed, and we haven't crossed it yet. We're right in the middle of it, and science can't really help us with many of the things that are going on now, but astrology, I believe, can. And I think that's why astrology is so vital right now, because as an astrologer, I can see the patterns, and if I can explain the patterns, then it's, as I said, it's much easier to deal with anything if we can understand it.
Leslie, we're going to take a break. We'll come back and chat more about astrology and your incredible work. Leslie's website is linked up at coasttocoastam.com.
Never miss a detail on a show or a guest. Sign up for the Coast Zone email newsletter, available for free at coasttocoastam.com.
Morgan, the fee is free. You don't pay us anything unless we win your case.
Binge listen this and all your artist stations, plus any song from our library of millions of songs, all ad-free. Get your free 30-day trial of iHeartRadio All Access. You'll love it. Don't be basic, be extra. Start your free 30-day trial of iHeartRadio All Access now.
Hello, beautiful. I'm Amy Eric, founder of Madison Reed, a hair color company I named after my daughter. I started Madison Reed to give you the most gorgeous hair color made with ingredients you can feel good about. Are you tired of drugstore hair color? You deserve better. Spring is here and the forecast calls for your best hair color ever. Upgrade to salon quality hair color that nourishes and improves the condition of your hair without any harsh odors. It's easily done at home and we deliver it to your door. Plus, our hair color matching technology makes picking the right color easy, fast, and accurate. For a limited time, new clients get 15% off plus free shipping on your first online order. Visit madison-reed.com/promo. Take our online color quiz to find your perfect shade. That's madison-reed.com/promo. Try it. Love it. That's the beauty of Madison Reed.
Is your money at risk? The banking system may be headed straight for collapse, and financial experts are sounding the alarm. Could this be another 2008 financial meltdown all over again? With more banks expected to fail, you could be on the hook to bail them out. Or worse, you may not be able to access your own funds. With so much economic and geopolitical uncertainty, many people are turning to physical gold and silver to protect their hard-earned retirement savings. Unlike cash, gold and silver are tangible, safe haven assets. Call the #1 rated precious metals company, Goldco, at 855-GOLD-IRA to learn the 3 simple steps you can take right now to safeguard your life savings with gold and silver. Plus, Goldco is offering iHeart fans up to $10,000 in bonus silver when you open a qualifying account. Take action today to protect yourself and your family from financial collapse, and learn how you could get up to $10,000 in bonus silver while supplies last. Call 855-GOLD-IRA now. That's 855-GOLD-IRA.
This Mother's Day, give Mom an experience as unique as a mother's love. A Burke Williams Spa Day. Make it a day all about Mom. Hang up her Do Not Disturb sign. Schedule her out of office and tell everyone it's Mom's Day off. Start shopping today for limited time savings on all Mother's Day gift card packages. Visit BurkeWilliams.com/Mother's Day for details. That's BurkeWilliams.com/Mother's Day for details. Happy Mother's Day from Burke Williams.
This week at Safeway, get boneless, skinless chicken breast, $1.49 per pound, member price. Plus, mix and match strawberries, 1 pound, blueberries, red raspberries, or blackberries, 6 ounces. Buy 2, get 2 free, equal or lesser value, member price. Also, mix and match Coca-Cola 12-pack, 12-ounce cans, or 8-pack, 12-ounce bottles. Dasani water, 24-pack, or Aha sparkling water, 8-pack. Selected varieties, buy 2, get 2 free, equal or lesser value, member price. Visit Safeway.com. Download the Safeway Deals and Delivery app, or head into your local Safeway for more great deals.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency on earth, and if you owe back taxes, the news isn't good. The IRS is raising the interest rate it charges on unpaid taxes, and further rate hikes are expected. Most people don't know it, but the IRS adds interest charges to your tax debts daily. So if you owe the IRS today, you'll owe even more tomorrow, and it doesn't stop until you get right with the IRS. The good news is getting right can start with one phone call to Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm. Optima's tax professionals specialize in the Fresh Start Initiative, a powerful IRS program that can save you thousands if you qualify. In fact, the experts at Optima have resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Joker's wild, there's no will. Dealers looking through my skin. Never was a gambling man till they put that money in my hands. Say something when it ain't right. Say something when I come back. Say something, turn on the light, or say nothing at all.
Live from the Gateway to the West, this is Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie.
Now that bumper song you just heard is the latest release from a group called Hardy Har, a band from Los Angeles. Superstars are headed this way, Tommy.
Unbelievable. You know, last Saturday night I got to go to the John Fogerty concert, and opening up for them were his sons, Shane and Tyler Fogerty, who of course are in Hardy Har. amazing, just amazing, talented individuals. And what I thought was so unique is when their whole set, George, was done, they left, little intermission, they came